We have breaking news at this hour, so sorry I look haggard, everybody. Speaker Mike Johnson and President Taco were just hit with a major blow to their agenda. Details in a moment. Welcome back to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. So, as you may know, Epstein Gate continues to suck all the proverbial oxygen out of the room where Washington is concerned. The more Trump denies any involvement and obfuscates, the more the pressure builds on elected officials to do something to release the Department of Justice and FBI files related to the case. It's obvious at this point that Trump is running scared of something, and Republicans, perhaps sensing a Nixonian doom ahead, have begun their own blocking tactics.
Tonight, growing bipartisan pressure on the Trump administration to release all of the government's files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. A group of House Republicans joining Democrats pushing for a vote to compel the release. The resolution would carry no legal weight, but underscores the outrage some lawmakers are feeling from their own base. Epstein died by suicide in jail in 2019, shortly after being charged with sex trafficking and sexual abuse of underage girls. Many of Trump's allies, including his FBI director Kash Patel and his deputy Dan Bongino, fueled Epstein conspiracies for years. Now many Republicans are demanding answers.
I don't think we're ever going to get to the bottom of anything. This town doesn't give up its secrets very easy.
Earlier this year, Attorney General Pam Bondi claimed to have Epstein's so-called client list. But then weeks ago, the Justice Department and FBI issued a memo stating the case is closed, that a systematic review revealed no incriminating client list and no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals. The backlash from some of Trump's base was intense. The president responded by lashing out at some of his own supporters.
They're stupid people.
Was I a little ticked off he said that stuff? Sure I was.
Trump now ordering the Justice Department to request the release of grand jury transcripts related to Epstein. Some lawmakers say that doesn't go far enough.
To me, as a former prosecutor, there are times when you release things for the good of the country. This is one of those times.
Releasing grand jury records could take time, requiring a federal judge's approval. And legal experts say the transcripts may not reveal any new details and likely cover only a small fraction of the overall testimony and evidence gathered. Alan Dershowitz, Epstein's former lawyer, says Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's convicted co-conspirator, currently serving a 20-year prison sentence, should testify before Congress.
Now, the key in that last segment was that the resolution before Congress, which Mike Johnson keeps delaying, is actually bipartisan. And this news story does not bode well for Johnson or Trump, so stay tuned. The resolution in question may be non-binding, but at least it unites the parties in opposition to Donald Trump. And he cannot afford to have that happen right now, especially given that he's pushing his consigliere, Emil Bove, for a judgeship, despite not being a judge. But I digress. Now, the Trump-Johnson agenda has suffered another major setback, and this one effective immediately. Recall that, at the moment, the Republicans have an 8-seat majority in the House. That's razor thin. And now it's come one step closer to snapping.
It is with a heavy heart that I'm here to say farewell. I've had the honor of spending decades in service to our nation. From 3 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan to serving in the Tennessee State Senate and the United States Congress, duty to this nation has defined who I am. I now go back into the private sector to start my own company. And while I cannot give the details here, I will be doing something specifically designed to help America compete against the CCP, but this time in business. Most of all, I have to thank my family, who endured the stress and difficulty of this job. There were a lot of other people who helped me get here and who supported me. Honestly, the list would be far too long for any video. So I'll just say this. To my constituents across Tennessee's 7th District, thank you. The trust you put in me is humbling.
Yes, Representative Mark Green, a Republican from Tennessee, just announced his resignation from Congress, effective immediately. That drops the balance of power in the House to 219 Republicans and 212 Democrats. And Mark Green wants to go back into the private sector. To do what, we don't know. What we do know is that Green's resignation jeopardizes Mike Johnson's agenda and really his job. Recent bills, such as the rescissions bill that defunded PBS or the budget abomination that initiated the largest transfer of wealth from the middle class to the rich in American history, passed by only a couple of votes. And while Green represents a solid red district, and though Governor Bill Lee of Tennessee is a Republican, introducing any new representative to the chamber, even a new Republican, risks totally derailing Trump's plans. And wouldn't that be so awful? Green's resignation also follows that of Don Bacon of Nebraska, who will serve out his term rather than immediately leave office. In other words, the ground is shrinking. We'll keep you updated on the status of that congressional seat and all other news coming out of Washington as it develops. This is Occupy Democrats.